to the game. Okay, right, your next set of animals we're going to look at is the farm animals. And they start at the very beginning of the game with the chicken. Now, did you know one of our chickens is famous? His name is Chick Norris and he is an international traveler. Do check out the newspaper. You can look at some of the places he's visited. Recently he was in Vienna, I believe. And he's been all over the world, and I've even met him in person a few times, and he does look really good, if I do say so. Now, what are your farm animals? Well, you've got that chicken, you've got the cow, you've got the pig, you've got the sheep, and you've got the goat, and they're all available at different levels. Now, do you have to purchase them all at the same time? No, you don't. And they are staggered just to allow you to be able to expand your farm, and then when you're ready you can add them. So as an example, if you're looking at the chickens, they're available at level 1, level 12 and level 23, and that's a nice little balance. So it means that you're not having too many chickens within the game, you're not struggling too much, your stocks are not being you're not having too much stock within the barn, because all of the materials that they're producing are stored in your barn, and when you're at a very low level it's one big concern. Now, the great thing about the chicken and the cow, their turnaround time for produce is quite fast. So you can sell their milk, you can sell their eggs and make a lot of money. And people will pay full price for it. So do get them and do add all of the chickens and the cows to each of their areas or shelters where you put them. In regards to the pigs, the sheep and the goats though, the turnaround time is actually quite long. Now do take this into consideration though. Now, I do like the farm animals a lot. They're really useful, they do give you a lot of resources and they make it much easier. Now, of all of the farm animals, I think the pig and I have a really close relationship because we've both been inside the Baconator, and I must admit I really did enjoy that. Now, during my trip to Helsinki, I actually got to see some of the live props that we actually use in the game, and I'll show you some of those images a little bit later in the video as well. I got to see the hen house, I got to see the Baconator, I got to see some of the actual animals, and it was really cool. Now, the Baconator itself, okay, I climbed inside this and it's really heavy, but after looking like this and then after I came out the Baconator I looked like this, oh my god, I was so happy. I lost so much weight during my time there. It was awesome. Actually no, I didn't. I probably was just as heavy as the time I was before I'd gone there as after. Still, it was nice to actually experience the Baconator though. Now, each of these animals is going to give you a good resource. Okay, with the chickens, you know, you get eggs, with the cow's milk, with the pig's bacon, and with the sheep you get wool, and with the goats is goat's milk. Now, do sell everything for full price, as I've mentioned before. You can make a lot of coinage this way and it's quite rewarding. Okay, the turnaround time for the pigs, the sheep and the goats is quite long, but the cows and the chickens, it's not bad. So again, they are your best returns. But the choice is yours. Now, each of the animal pens can hold a certain number of livestock. Now, you don't have to put all of them into each of those pens. If you wanted to, you can have, let's say as an example, you can have 2 sheep pens. Now, each sheep pen can hold a number of sheep. Now, do you have to put all of the sheep in there? No, you can mix and match. But just like with the pets, once you've actually placed them in that animal enclosure, that's it, they're stuck there forever. So if you want to mix and match and then not have all of the animals, the choice is yours. And it's the same with the purchases. You don't actually have to get them all. So as an example, like with the goats here, you can actually purchase 3 of the actual goat pens, so these goat yards. Now, do you have to have them? No, you don't. If you want to, you can just buy the 1, you can buy the 2, or you can buy all 3. But they do take up space on the farm, so take this into consideration when it comes to the layout. And that's another great thing about all of the animals and the machines, etc., all being staggered. It means that you're not being overloaded. Now, each of the feeds that you're going to be needing for all of these animals does feed free. And to produce this feed, you're going to need this machine here, which is the feed mill. Now, the feed mill will produce your feed for your chickens, for your cows, for your pigs, for your sheep, and for your goats. Now, be careful, the time is difference between each of those. And once you've actually produced it, it will go into your storage, i.e. your barn, and it will stay there. And that's the same with any of the products you're producing from the animals. So do be aware that you might need to sell off some